Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time it is, I wish you well on this day. It is Tuesday, August 20th. Wow, I put my glasses on to see the date. But yeah, we have flown through August. Welcome to Journal with Me. I'm Kathy Hampton of Wellness and Healing Practices, of also Wellside Retreats. And we spend time on most Tuesdays and Thursdays journaling together in community, virtual community of journalers meet here. And today is a Tuesday. So, welcome to Journal with Me. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I help Black women move away from what no longer serves them and help them move to a place of peace, joy, and hopefully some happiness on their journey. If you are feeling somewhat stuck or not sure, not sure where your next steps are to take in your personal or professional life, I hope that you can find the practice of journaling to keep yourself accountable, maybe find some clarity and awareness through this practice. And also, if you need coaching, you can go to my website, Kathy Hampton Wellness .com, and check out the coaching offerings that I have for you. So welcome to the channel. Welcome to today's session of Journal with Me. I'd like to say hello to Sabani, who is coming in as one of our community members here. And yeah, I wish you happy journaling too. We'll be starting our journaling practice formal time in a moment. But I want to check in with you all. For those of you who have never experienced this session or this video series of journaling, um, or haven't participated in I'm going to call it a journaling meditation session before, or even yoga as another practice of wellness, um, you first want to get yourself into the room and get seated, but also checking in with your body, your mind, and your soul to find out how you are doing. Sometimes we ignore um, what is right in us, and that our emotions, our feelings, physical feelings, and we need to first do that to gain some awareness right in the moment. So let's take a moment to determine how me, I will take uh, a moment to find out how I'm feeling today. And once you've come up with how you're feeling or taking your temperature, so to speak, or the weather report, if you're feeling sunny or cloudy or gray, even, why do you think you're feeling that way? What could be the problem that, or not a problem, right? Why are you feeling the way you're feeling? Why are your shoulders feeling stiff, if that is what you noticed? Um, what is happening in in your spirit? Our spirit is something we can't see, but we can feel. It's within us. That doesn't necessarily have to be our mind, but it could be. What's on your mind that could be making you feel a certain way? And with that, if you know how you're doing, you can just put it on the shelf for now, right? Put it on the shelf. Or what you can do is go deeper in your journaling with that. Okay. So we've checked in. Now let us take some time to let's do something different today. Instead of our cleansing breaths right now, let's actually set the intention for today's session or for today. What is it that you want or intend for yourself today? What is your intention? Right? It could be my intention is to um, just move slower today. That's my intention. Or my intention could be um, I need to cook my dinner early today. Or I need to rest today. That could be your intention for today. Or I plan on just, uh, writing down things that I've been thinking about today, right? So once you've set your intention, it's important to get comfortable in your seat. I'm sitting on a couch. I have a pillow propped up behind me. Um, but get comfortable because we'll be sitting doing an activity that for 20 minutes, and that's to journal. And sometimes it seems like a long time, but it could seem like it goes by quick depending on your mood, right? Or how what your activity will be. I say that if you have finished journaling before the 20 minutes is up, then sit still. Take some time and maybe meditate by listening or feeling your heart beat, right? Take that time if you finish early to be still and spend some time um, maybe in prayer, right? Or meditation, or use the entire 20 minutes to write what's on your mind, your heart, and your spirit. Okay? So I'm gonna ask you to get comfortable. I have a glass of water right here in case I need that. I have a pillow behind me and on the side of me, just making myself comfortable. I have my pen and my journal that I'll be writing with on into. And if I decide that I don't want to write, for the full 20 minutes, then I'll put that someplace and start my meditation or just being quiet. Um, the, the ability to be quiet now, not speak or not having noise around you all the time, social media, the television, it's a good time for quiet, especially in the morning. Okay. So I'm going to set the timer. I use the Insight Timer app, um, something I've been using for a while to time us. And the sound bowl that starts us off is called Ombu. It's OMBU, the Ombu bowl. We are going to um, we're going to spend 20 minutes in our writing practice, and we hope to gain some clarity We hope to set our intentions or write about our intentions or write a list. This is a free flowing form of a stream of consciousness that comes through. And I hope that, you get something from it. If this is new to you, um, please, please open up to trying something new if this is the first time that you have journaled. Anyone coming in on replay and see that I'm not talking, please join us in journaling. Join this community for with journaling. Sabani wants to let us know that she's feeling physically well, sunny, mentally stormy, with lots on the to-do list and things to get done at home and work. Well, I hope that you can settle down and maybe make a plan of action for all that activity and that stuff on your mind. We're trying to take things out of our mind to just kind of, give us some space, right? Give us some space to be able to absorb and to think and to care for ourselves. Our mind just tends to race quite often, and I hope this is a good time for you to help yourself. Good afternoon, a year on sabbatical. Good to see you, Dr. Crystal. Nicole, good morning. Good morning. And Dr. Donna, it's great to see you here today. Botard. Botard. I appreciate that. So let's get going. You'll hear the ombud will sound twice, ding, ding, and then 20 minutes will elapse, and we'll end with our Sakya ending bell. I'm so happy to have you journaling with me. So let's get started. So our 20 minutes has come to a close. And if you want to continue to write or meditate, please do so. This is your time. And as I said earlier, sometimes we just don't take that time for peace and quiet or stillness. Stillness brings about awareness and clarity. So we need to be still, be quiet, less active in the moments. So go ahead and do that. You can put me on mute and come back if you'd like. So I hope that this journaling session, the 20 minutes, was good for you. Whether you continue to write for the entirety or broke it up into doing something else for yourself, but also realizing that you could benefit from that. And it's kind of what I want to talk about today is the benefits of journaling. I've been doing this for a while now. We have been doing this in community for a while. And I know the benefits of, uh, of journaling, what it has done for me. Um, but always curious to know how it may have affected others or the benefits of it for others. Um, I was on Instagram the other day, and a very, well, I consider a very popular actress, um, actually just started doing more journaling, she said. And she, um, she was encouraging people who followed her to consider journaling um, because it has helped her. And she mentioned the same things that I've mentioned about clarity, um, feeling aware, and being more deliberate um, about herself and her intentions, really. And so I was like, wow, this is good. You know, people's been doing this for ages, journaling, but we're finding that it's really becoming something that is helpful, um, and everybody realizes how it's helpful for them. When I started journaling, I didn't. I just started writing things down that were either bothering me or it was a space where I could shout, right? It was a place that I could cry. It was a place that allowed me to um, unload, just kind of like almost, you know, spit up, so to speak, on, you know, to to no one other than for myself or to myself. Um, but one of the things that I never really journaled about, um, but did, uh, was um, I thought introspectively, right? I thought about myself and asked myself questions like, why did you do that? What is the meaning of this? What what is going on? Why is this happening? Right? But I never wrote about these things. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because a few days ago, um, I'm going to say 2 days ago, even, I did something just kind of, I did something, I made a phone call to someone, and I shouldn't have done that. And it sabotaged uh, it sabotaged kind of like a healing process that I've been going through. Um, and I was feeling really good about how far I'd come. I still feel good about it, but I sabotaged. It's like picking a sore, a wound, and I sabotaged that. Instead of picking up the phone, one thing that I could have done was say to myself, the reason that I had the desire to pick up the phone. Maybe if I had sat with myself a little more in stillness, I could have done that and wouldn't be feeling a little funky for doing that. Um, I didn't punish myself. I've given myself grace for doing that, but um, I decided that I was going to start writing instead of picking up the phone or doing something impulsive. Maybe I should think about it a little bit more, sit with it, right? A little bit more, because the outcome of something so simple as a phone call to check up on someone was a disaster. And yeah, well, it was a disaster at the time. I let it be a disaster and to kind of upset my mood for maybe about 2 or 3 hours. And after that, I was like, you know what, just drop it. But these are the things that introspection is something that I've done for quite a bit, for a long time, as a young person, as a teenager, sitting and thinking like, why is this going on? What's going on? What's this all about? Not knowing answers to questions, or why am I doing this to myself, or why can't I do X, Y, and Z? Being introspective and making decisions um, based on thoughtfulness, mindfulness. Um, and because we, in our society and in our culture, are on the go, we think that we have to resolve things quickly all the time, you know. Uh, and it goes back to Eckhart Tolle saying, there is no future. Because once you get to where you want to be, there's still this gap, right? You still are going, you're still on the journey. So take the time before you make a decision, or you do something that hasn't been thought out or planned, and that's what the benefit, I believe, journaling is all about. There are the free flowing moments that can tell you the story of how you're doing in the present, but also there are things that you can write down to say, ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why is this happening? What is it about X, Y, and Z that I need to think about a little more, right? Um, yeah, it. So that's kind of the talk for the day. Things that I've been thinking about the benefits of journaling, and how even more how I believe, this is just me, my point of view, POV, as everyone's writes down. The POV of it all is there's another benefit to journaling, the free flowing stream of consciousness, the to do list, the making a plan, just got another benefit as far as I'm concerned, and that is for the process of introspection and thoughtfulness, um, thinking out a plan and thinking out uh, things that make you wonder about yourself, right? So I haven't used it in that way, but I will start now instead of just kind of jumping into certain things. So, Nicole, yes. Oh, I've been working on that. I've been feeling that impulse to make a call that I know that I shouldn't. It was definitely sabotage on my progress. It was definitely sabotage my progress. Yes, yes, I did that, and I like, oh, I kicked myself. I was like, oh man, I should not have done that. or or you're somewhere and you say something, you're like, ooh, let me bite my tongue. Why did I say that? For all manner of reasons why, you know. But you have to give yourself grace. It's it's not. It's just for me being. I'm gonna say I'm an extrovert, right? I'm not an introvert. Maybe I have. I'm gonna say maybe a 5% a bit about being an introvert. It could be more, but I'm out here. Chatty Cathy. I dance, I dance all the time in front of people and alone. So, but sometimes I need to reel it in. I think, I think. Um, I've been setting deadlines for myself. I will not call for 1 week. Then I will not call for 1 week. And every time I have the impulse, I remind myself I have to wait a week, 1 week at a time. Yes. Very good, Nicole. I love that. Yeah, give yourself some time. Spread it out a little bit, right? And I thought I was doing that, but mm, yeah, and then, it goes back to that saying that Maya Angelou has told us all. Our dear Maya Angelou says, uh, when they tell you who they are the first time, believe them. And yeah, it's just like I know better. So why did I do that? What what mm, what is it what was it is it about me that made me do that when I know who they are? So it's all good. It's all good. It would definitely sabotage my progress. Yes, no problem, Nicole. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, so that's and this is stated because of really um because I thought about the many benefits after hearing this person on Instagram discuss morning pages, Julia Cameron's morning pages is one of the benefits of using journaling and journaling for there's lots of art journals, journaling with art using painting and doodling and to create and express oneself. There's more than words that we can express ourselves with. So there's all types of journaling being done. And because art can lead to a therapeutic outcome or is therapy. You know, we have that benefit for journaling. But I'm thinking that the introspection of being able to ask yourself some questions is another. And I think that's done through some of the guided journal prompts, which I may start doing more of to challenge this community a little more, get ourselves really stimulated. um, I'm happy to guide and facilitate, as you know you would do in a workshop setting. So um, yeah, look forward to something new and different with Journal with Me. Yeah, a year on sabbatical said. I'm unlearning busyness. Yes. I'm learning who I am without the distractions. I'm meeting my adult self and learning what she thinks and believes about healing, wholeness, and being authentically free. Awesome. Congratulations, Dr. Crystal. A year on sabbatical. Good for you. Good for you. And, you know, my thing is a year sabbatical is a beautiful thing. I really believe it is. After my short 3 month sabbatical, I was like, oh, but I think a year learning about yourself um, is perfect, and you'll learn a lot about yourself. You'll ask yourself those hard questions, and and hear or get the answers. You know, I think that's great. Thanks for sharing that, especially the unlearning part. You know, um, uh, Nicole says yes. My triggers are boredom, loneliness, wanting to be desired, wanting attention, wanting to feel important, wanting a distraction. Wow, thank you for sharing that. And those are the things that that I mean by uh, you know the introspection, knowing who you are, right? Knowing what what triggers you, the reasons why. Yes, and I appreciate you for sharing. That's very, very powerful because you, when you know you, this is the self awareness, self observation that we talk about. Um, you can avoid, you can avoid being drawn into doing things that you really don't want to do. And sometimes you get a little thrown off and, you know, end up sabotaging yourself. But it's really important to give yourself grace and get back on the path, right? Get back on that path, um, and keep checking in with yourself. You know, keep checking in with yourself. So this has been really good. I appreciate you all sharing your stories, your messages. It's important that um, people feel open to hearing others, um, hearing other people's story. It's helpful to other people. You don't have to tell everything about yourself, but you know, being open with yourself to others is a gift you are giving of yourself, uh, and I appreciate that. I really do. It's a gift that you give to others while also helping yourself. Appreciate that. Um, Aguirre says Nicole giving her some props, recognizing that these unhealthy wantings are like sugar cravings. Yes, short lived satisfaction. Absolutely. There's, yeah. And yeah, we know what sugar cravings do to us. Um, they're there for a minute, then gone, and then you're left trying to get yourself back to where you need to be. Absolutely. Yes, indeed. Thank you all for sharing this. These have been really good nuggets. I appreciate it. So we'll be talking a little bit more about the prompts, asking ourselves questions, um, digging a little deeper, um, as to being introspective, and it really, a lot of times we are stuck because we are not introspective. We aren't open with ourselves, right? A lot of people don't open themselves up to themselves. Some people flat out tell themselves non-truths about themselves, and because it hurts to tell yourself the truth. It really does. Um, but it will set you free. Free from others' harm, but also harm of yourself. You know, there's you know, a lot of us don't want to. Um, well, what we do is we believe that if we know something that is not, um, you know, righteous, about ourselves, that we are weak if we allow that to be exposed to ourselves. And we don't want to dislike ourselves, right? But that's not the point. The point is to love yourself by opening up to yourself and realizing that your humanity is beautiful. We are not perfect, right? We are the perfect imperfections. Um, and if we can help ourselves by realizing our faults, our I don't want to say failures because they aren't failures, but things that are not helping us, right? Move away from what is not helping you. Move away from what is not helping you. Is retreating, right? It's not just a fancy place you go to and have good food and, you know, and rest. A retreat is moving away from what is not serving you. That could be a person, place, or thing, right? So, yeah, just some thought, just some thought for that. Thank you, Kathy, for keeping this sacred space open for us. Your faithfulness to the community of journalers and the sisterhood is admirable and inspirational. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm glad to have this space too. It helps me, you know, I'm gonna not go so far as saying it's self-serving, but I guess it is self-serving. But it's helping me and trying to help other people as I move along in my own journey. So I'm glad to have the space. Really am. Um, Learning Spanish has opened me up to a bit more to my feelings. Oh, interesting. The Latin culture is a lot more yes, emotional and open with feelings in everyday situations. Absolutely. That is a wonderful thought, Nicole. Yes. I am in a women's writing group, and we just finished talking about language. not just, um, national national languages or international languages, but language, body language, the language of not speaking, um, all types of language, how in different cultures we say things to one another in our own way that we understand. And language is powerful, and gives emotion the way it is spoken or not spoken, or how it is spoken. So that's a great statement, and I'm glad to know that you're learning um, more about your feelings through learning a whole language. That's awesome. I had the pleasure of going to the laundromat to dry some clothes the other day, and I was there by myself. It's a small laundromat. It's kind of a neighborhood place where people do bring bigger things to dry, but then there are tourists also that come and wash their clothes. And this man comes in, and I had never washed anything there, but I did have a small number of things I decided to take with me to wash. And he was being helpful to me in his language, and I thought he was trying to take the machine from me. So he stepped in front of me and was showing me the buttons, and I knew I could read, but he was showing that he wanted to be helpful to me. He'd never seen me before, and I was kind of reading, and I believe he thought that I didn't know what to do. But he was very helpful, and I kept on saying that I didn't speak Portuguese to him. That didn't matter. He kept speaking to me in Portuguese and was helping me each step of the way. But that was kind of like the language. I'm caring. I want to be helpful to you. That was what he was doing. Another man yesterday at the grocery store, I was asked if I had like the store discount card, that they swipe to get any sales or reductions or discounts. And I didn't understand. And then she said, card. I said, oh, said, no, no, no. And a man who was next in line pulled out his card and was saying something to me. And he said it very forcefully. And I looked at his face, but then I looked at his card, and he said, he was basically saying, I will help you with my card. He was being kind, but it was his expression. And then when I smiled, instead of frowning, he smiled, and the woman took his card to see if there was any discounts. But he was helping me, right? He was helping me. And so through this learning, if I pay attention, right? If I'm open up to newness and I pay attention to others' assistance through their gestures, through their coming forward, um, I will find that these are caring people, right? And I left with like joy in my heart, um, with both of those uh, people. But I also was told that this is a society or a culture where men always try to help women out. They feel like daddy, you know. That's how they were raised, to help the women out. And so I'm like, all right now. the daddy thing comes up, we could go on and on about that. But but then I started thinking, oh, they're just being helpful. They're being helpful. So just a lot. It's really a lot language. As a journalist, I had a chance of introspection. I realized that I don't always finish things. I start. Oh, it wasn't a pleasant thought, but one I need to reflect on. Introspection is so important. Yes, Sabani. Yes, it is. And it I bring it up because I introspection to me has always been something that I like about myself. So I don't want anyone to think that if they're thinking about things that they haven't done or shouldn't have done, that that's a negative. So I don't want that to be the takeaway. And I appreciate you saying um, that it's help. It can be helpful to us. Introspection. It can really be helpful. And it was helpful for me the other day when I said, you shouldn't have done that and you need to protect yourself more. And I will. And I'm glad that it happened. I'm glad that it happened. Some of the gratitudes that we forget about are the things that we don't have, right? The things that we don't have or should not have or should not do or shouldn't have done, if you in the past. I'm so glad that did. I'm so glad I wasn't accepted for this. I'm so glad that I didn't take that job, right? There are things that we become um, aware of that we should be grateful for because we became introspective and we learned from knowing ourselves more, right? It's a blessing. It really is. So, yeah, it's been a great, great day on this Tuesday in August. I hope that you all have a good one today. I know that in the middle of the afternoon, there are some things that I want to do. I woke up and opened my refrigerator and it was not cold. So I've got to figure out what that's all about. Had to take things out of, there's like ice melting in the whole 9 yards. So yeah, you know, it's just what it is. So I'll be taking care of that today. But I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you again on Thursday, and where we'll pick up this practice that's teaching us a lot. And I hope that you will, you know, you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy your day. Take care. Bye bye.